So, good evening, everyone. We are starting our session. So, we'll So, dear students, let's start the session. Yes, this is the third part, which is modern India from 1931. We know that lots of questions UPSC asked from this particular area. Yeah, especially 1931, Gandhi-Irvine Pact. Gandhi agreed to attend the roundtable conferences. So, right from 1931, take care. What is that twist in this India's freedom struggle? What all the developments, the socialist movements, left-wing, right-wing movements, international events, how these things reshaped this India's freedom struggle from 1930s onwards. Okay, so Gandhi-Irvine Pact, it was an attempt to console, or it was an attempt to make Congress participate in the roundtable discussions. So first roundtable conference was a failure. So roundtable conferences, you must understand, that was mainly for taking some initiatives towards the future constitution of India. Okay, so 1919 reforms, it was not satisfactory, couldn't introduce a self-responsible government, and in the act itself there was a provision after 10 years there would be a commission which will study the progress of 1919 Act or reforms. Accordingly, it will suggest a future constitution. So Simon Commission arrived, boycotted. Then there were roundtable discussions. In first roundtable discussion, that was boycotted by Congress. Then British realized Congress participation is essential for any future discussions over the Constitution of India. So there is a Gandhi-Irvine Pact. Accordingly, there is certain agreements both the sides. Accordingly, Congress decided to participate in this roundtable conference. Gandhiji, representing Congress, participated in the second roundtable conference. So this Gandhi-Irvine Pact was signed. 1931 Karachi session of the Congress endorsed this pact and passed a resolution on economic program and fundamental rights. Now Gandhiji, on his way to Karachi session, faced lots of protest march, black flags, etc. since he was not able to arrest the execution of Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru. Okay, that death penalty couldn't be lowered to lifetime imprisonment like that. 1931 second roundtable conference was held. There was participation from Congress, Muslim League, Princely States, Liberals. But it was a failure because Gandhiji's say or Gandhiji's demands couldn't be accepted as a common demand for different political parties, communal parties from India. And there is an announcement, communal award announcement by Ramsay MacDonald, British Prime Minister. So communal award is nothing but it is, separate electorate for the minority classes, depressed classes. So Gandhiji retained, and it was the beginning of the second phase of CDM. But there is a huge, harsh measures from the side of this British. It was ruthlessly suppressed. Okay. Then there is communal award declaration, and understand that Gandhiji was in the Erwada jail where he conducted fast unto death because he believed this communal award or separate electorate is equal to dividing India into many communal states, because communal award separate electorate, it will be against this integrity, unity of the nation. So Gandhiji was against communal award, and he strictly stood for this joint electorate instead of separate electorate for the depressed classes. Finally, he conducted fast unto death, and there was a compromise between Gandhi and Ambedkar. Pune Pact was signed. So instead of this separate electorate, Gandhiji proposed there should be more reservation, there should be more representation for the minorities or depressed classes instead of separate electorate. Then they held the third roundtable conference, 1934 withdrawal of CDM. So it's after third roundtable conference, white paper was drafted, select committee examined, and finally 1935 this Government of India Act 1935 was passed, which proposed All India Federation, which never happened. Then this provincial autonomy, where these political parties who win the majority vote, they can form their own government in the provinces. Federal court was established. Many more features of Government of India Act 1935 provided structural part of current Indian constitution. So Government of India Act 1935, its provisions are very much important. Please go through it. What was the stand of Congress and League over this Government of India Act 1935? 1934, there is formation of this Congress Socialist Party by Acharya Narendra Dev Jayaprakash Narayan. Now you understand, Congress Socialist Party is not a separate party. This is the socialist wing within the Congress party. Okay. Gandhi-Irvine Pact, they agreed for certain things, that is immediate release of all political prisoners from the side of government, remission of all fines not at a collector, return of all lands not at a sold to third parties, lenient treatment to those government servants who had resigned, right to make salt in coastal areas for personal consumption, not for sale, right to peaceful non-aggressive picketing and withdrawal of emergency ordinances. Please go for the provisions of Gandhi-Irvine Pact. These are things agreed by Irvine. At the same time, turned down two demands of Gandhi. One is public enquiry into police excesses during CDM. Also, commutation of Bhagat Singh and his comrades, death sentence to life sentence. And Gandhi's side agreed to suspend the CDM, to participate in the second roundtable conference, and also Okay, so these are the major demands, or agreements happened in this Delhi proposal or this Gandhi Irvin Pact, Delhi Pact, which you take care. So you see the roundtable conference that is led by this Labour Party, or maybe it is by Labour Party led British government. Different participation: Ambedkar Jinnah, Tej Bahadur, Srinivasa Shastri, or this K.T. Paul, Miraben Ambedkar, League, Hindu Mahasabha, Justice Party, Sikh Liberals Party, Christian. See, different participations were there. Okay. British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald, Princely States representation, National Congress representation, Muslim League representation, Hindu Mahasabha representation, depressed classes representation, women representation, liberal representation. Okay, all these are the major, because this is also, UPSC asked this type of the questions with regard to roundtable conferences, second roundtable conferences, who are the participants. Okay, that way they can ask a question. Karachi session, of course, Congress met to Karachi, and it endorsed Gandhi Irvin Pact, also this discontinuation of this CDM. Then socio-economic provisions of this constitution directly. So this discussed, one of the major what is called outcome of this Karachi session is it passed two resolutions. One is on fundamental rights, one is on this national economic planning. Okay. Then 1936 is establishment of All India Kisan Sabha by Swami Shahjahanand. 36 to 37 elections to provincial assemblies. Congress formation or Congress ministry formations in 8 states out of 11. 1930 Haripura session where Bose elected as the president of INC. 39 resignation of Congress ministries since India was drawn into this war without a consent. Okay. Lilling Gao, the then Viceroy, announced India's participation in this World War II without consent of these Congress ministries. That is why Congress ministries resigned. 1939 Tripura crisis, Subhash Chandra Bose elected as president of INC. Pattabi Siddharamaiah was defeated, but due to this opposition and protest, Subhash Chandra Bose had to resign. Then term completed by Rajendra Prasad, Bose formed the All India Forward Bloc Party. Okay, 1940 Lahore session by Muslim League demanding separate electorate. 1940 August offer by Lilling Gao, dominion status granted in long term. Gandhi launches individual satyagraha because still they are giving some dominion status. There is no complete independence. By 1929 itself, we adopted this Purna Swaraj as the immediate goal. So here you see this August offer was rejected, Cripps mission was rejected, Gandhiji's individual satyagraha, that is to restore freedom of speech, or it is to establish the fact India has no interest in this World War II. First satyagrahi elected by Acharya Vinoba Bhave. Then there is Cripps mission for negotiations with Indians and their badly needed Indian support in World War II. But this Cripps mission also failure. It is a post-dated check on a crashing bank. And 1942, yes, due to the failure of Cripps mission, Indian demands couldn't be addressed, or it is couldn't be fulfilled. So there is launch of Quit India movement. 1942 formation of Indian National Army by Captain Mohan Singh. 43 Karachi session of Muslim League adopted this formula, divide and quit. 44 CR formula, which is an attempt to get into or end to the constitutional deadlock between Congress and League, but it was failure. Wavell plan was failure. The 1945 INA trials, all parties supported INA. Carriage Defence Council was led by Bullabhai Desai Asaf Ali. So INA soldiers, officers, their trial that was jointly opposed by these Indian national political parties. Then there is 46 Royal Indian Navy mutiny, that was the last nail on the coffin of this British rule. 46 arrival of cabinet mission that rejected the idea of Pakistan because they say separation of India or separate creation of Pakistan is not solution to end to this what is called a minority issue here. It proposed to this Constituent Assembly election procedures, or maybe it created this atmosphere for that. 1946 there is Direct Action Day. Constituent Assembly elections also won by the Congress, that again irritated Jinnah. Then 46 Direct Action Day by Muslim League on August 16. Then communal riots and killings. 1946 formation of interim government, and League also joined this, but it was interim government was also a failure. Then 47 appointment of Mountbatten as Viceroy of India, that is to facilitate partition. First he proposed a June plan, that was a failure, rejected. Sorry, May plan, then it is June plan. June plan was accepted. Then finally Indian Independence Act was passed. Cyril Radcliffe appointed as the Boundary Commission to demarcate, or maybe that is to draw the boundary line between India and Pakistan. Now I think these questions are answerable. With reference to the cabinet mission, which of the following statements is or are correct? Just try. Cabinet mission, it recommended a federal government. It enlarges the power of the Indian courts. It provided more Indians in ICS. So cabinet mission, you know that what is the basic function or what was the basic purpose of this cabinet mission? Nothing to do with this enlarging the power of Indian courts or providing more Indians into ICS. You must know there are different commissions, missions, committees, and why they're being appointed. That idea has to be very clear to you. Cabinet mission, yeah, of course, it proposed a federal government. And there is a union between center and states, or division of power between center and states. And rest of them is not matchable with this cabinet mission. So I will go for one only. Radcliffe Committee was appointed to delimit the boundaries between India and Pakistan. So just have an idea. There is Butler Commission, or there is Radcliffe Commission, there is Tachi Commission. Okay, so there are lots of such committees and commissions are there. Why they being appointed? What was their objective behind their appointment? What are their findings? These things are important for you. Hope this is visible to you. This is visible to you. Mnemonics. Yeah, you can use certain short terms, that is to revise these concepts in history part. History is very interesting at the same time. Lots of what is called concepts are there, facts are there. So there are some popular rivers in the Vedic civilization: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej. So you can go like this. Just check railway budget and scams. KFC, three principles of Jainism: right to knowledge, right to faith, right to conduct. Bapu Ka Hath, ancient kings of ancient India who practiced Buddhism. Yes, Bimbisara, Ashoka, Prasnajitu, Udaysen, Kanishka, Harshavardhana. Okay, this is the way you can try different concepts of my UPSC: Vedic, Buddhism, Chinism, Maurya, Gupta, or Imperial Cholas, Delhi Sultanate, Mughals, to memorize or to recall. There is a question: Kailashnath temple at Ellora represents excellent example of cave architecture built by Pallavas. You must understand there are lots of different styles of temple architecture, and it's important because this is one of the repetitive question and area in the history part. Temple architecture, since lots of Archaeological Survey of India, is connected with lots of, preservation, conservation of temple structures, or there are central state government initiative schemes for the promotion and, for the, preservation of these structures and styles, etc. Now, temple architecture, the locations and the dynasties, rulers patronized it, their salient features, etc. important for you. For example, Chandelas of Bandalkhand built that, Kandariya or maybe Khajuraho temples, a typical example of this Nagara style of temple architecture. Solangi architecture, that Modera Sun temple. Then coming to this Konark style, Eastern style of Nagara. Then coming to south, Dakshina Meru, Brihadeshwara temple, which is Dravidian style. Then there is a style of temple architecture in the south, a hybrid style which followed a star-shaped base stellate plan, which is Hoysala architecture. Then there is Radha temples and this Shah temple, Pallavas architecture. Okay, so these things are Madurai Meenakshi temple, which is Nayaga style. Then there is, Kalyana Mandapams, Raya Gopurams, which is characteristics of this Vijayanagar temple architecture. So this is the way architecture of early medieval and medieval times and modern times important for you. Kailasanath temple Ellora, their patrons who are not Pallavas, they are Rashtrakudas. Okay. Seventh temple at Mahabalipuram, it's a rocket temple built by Rashtrakudas, not Rashtrakudas, it is Pallavas. Architectural style, a hybrid of Nagara Dravida. Most remarkable architectural achievement of this style is numerous intricately carved stone temples in star-shaped plans. So when star-shaped plans, it's a samosa for you. Please try to understand. This is Hoysala architecture. Okay, Hoysala architecture. Soft stone is used for these intricate carvings. When it is due to sun exposure, it is getting hard and dried. Yeah, this is Hoysala architecture. There is a question, Gana Sanghas, republics. Head of the families of a clan governed the territory through an assembly. Assembly presided over by head of the clan. Gana Sanghas followed a democratic form of government. Can you answer this? Can you answer this? So anybody can just put the answer. What is this? Consider the following statements regarding Gana Sanghas of ancient India. Come on, say somebody. What is the answer? I'm waiting for your answer. You can just in the comment box put the answer. Waiting for your answer. You are not answering. Okay. Then go for this one. There are different schools. You see, Vaibhashika school, Sautrantika school, Yogachara school, Madhyamika school, Vajrayana school. There are different schools of this Buddhism. In fact, these are asked in the exam. That's why I am, showing you this. When you study these different schools of Buddhism, you must know Buddhism is having different sect. Hinayana Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism. There are different divisions within Buddhism. So have an idea what are different schools of different sect of Buddhism, what they say, what are their characteristics. There is Vaibhashika school which belongs to Hinayana Buddhism. Then emphasis on authority of Abhidhamma. Sautrantika school, Hinayana Buddhism, authority of Sutra Pidaga. Yogachara school, Mahayana Buddhism is mind only. Then Madhyamika school, Mahayana Buddhism, middle way. Vajrayana Buddhism, Tantric practices. So just get an idea what are these different schools of philosophies belonging to different sect of Buddhism, what they emphasis on. Okay, that thing is very much important for you. There is a question easily answerable. Okay, this Vaibhashika school belongs to Jainism, Sautrantika school belongs to Buddhism. See, a similar way, IVC sites and their findings are important for you. See, UPC usually asks different sites. UPC usually asks different sites and their findings. So, Harappa on the bank of River Ravi, Mohenjo-daro Indus, Chahudaro Indus, Lothal Bogwar, Dolavira Luni, Sukhothara Gujarat, Kalibangan Gagar Hagra. So, what are the findings? Coming to Harappa, granaries, male torso, stone lingam, yoni, painted pottery, mother goddess dies. Mohenjo-daro, great granary, great bath, Pashupati seal, bronze dancing girl, and post-cremation burials. Chahudaro, it's an industrial town. So what are things find from Chahudaro? Lothal is naval trade. Yeah, it's a trade center, dockyard, granaries, rice husk, etc. being found. Dolavira, known for its water management system, water drainage system, divided into three parts, and Sukhothara site where horse bones remains found. Kalibangan ploughed field and camel bones, fire altars, bangle factory discovered. So this is the way you must cover what are the popular IVC sites and their findings. Yeah, certain sites like Punjab. See, popular sites in Punjab, for example, Rober is the Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Haryana. See, what are the popular sites, especially Ragi Gargi, one of the largest urban Indus site in India. Yeah, certain slides are not visible, I think. Okay, let me take another file. Okay, this one is now visible. Basic features of IBC civilization, especially is town planning, rectangular grid pattern, use of burned mud bricks. Then there is two division, upper town and lower town. Upper town towards west, lower town towards east, and upper town will be having most huge dimensional. Big structures are in the upper town or in the citadel, and workmen's quarters are in the lower town. Then there is drainage and ventilated bathrooms and no presence of temple structures. Many historians are of the opinion they might have a federal or a semi-federal or a central authority, of course, and social order practiced agriculture, trade, fishing, hunting. Then there was a hierarchy maintained in urban habitation. Then there is merchants, priests, elite class. Then they were fashion conscious. They used different bangles, jewels, etc. Religious practices, you see, there is Pashupati Mahadeva worship and Mother Goddess worship. Then these sex organs being worshipped and animals worship, tree worship was there. Then fire worship was there. They had a belief in the ghost and evil forces. They have belief in life after death. Then it was a Bronze Age civilization, no iron discovery, and it was the first urbanization in Indian subcontinent. Then there is regular weights and measures they used, and they practiced foreign trade. Again, see imports and exports and barter system they followed. Different crops they cultivated, animals they domesticated. It was not at all a horse-centered civilization. Then seals, chief material used for seal making was titite, and that was the most sophisticated artwork of this Indus people. It's mostly used for commercial purposes and sometimes as ID card also. Then see, bronze casting was known to them. Lost was technique. Dancing girl of Mohenjo-daro. Even though say Tribhanga posture, it is not actually an absolutely in Tribhanga posture. See, bearded stone statue, a priest king statue. Then a red sandstone figure of male torso, terracotta figurines. All these are art forms of Indus people. Script was Bostrophedan. It is written from right to left, then left to right, and no script. Alphabet is used. It is pictographical script. Pottery is plain and painted pottery they used. Then coming to Vedic age, it's actually two divisions: early Vedic age or Rigvedic age and later Vedic age. Early Vedic age we know 1500 BC to 1000 BC. Later Vedic is 1000 BC to 600 BC. So we get information about Vedic age. It is from various Vedas here. That is Vedas, Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda. Its explanatory notes is Brahmanas, that is, Rigveda has its Brahmana, Samaveda has its Brahmana, Yajurveda has its Brahmana, Atharvaveda has its Brahmana. Then Aranyakas are concluding portions of Brahmanas, Upanishads is end of the Vedas. So anyway, Rigveda, see, that is the oldest and most sacred of Samhitas. Samaveda, of course, it is inspired from Rigveda, and many of the hymns are borrowed from Rigveda. Yajurveda is dealing with these, formulas, mantras, tantras for sacrifices. Atharvaveda is regarded as a work of the non-Aryans. Okay. There are Vedangas, Siksha, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotish, Vyagran, Kalpa. These are regarded as, yes, Vedangas. Okay, Vedangas, Siksha dealing with the pronunciation, Nirukta with the origin of words, Chanda with the Vedic meter, Jyotish with the astronomy, Vyagran with the grammar, Kalpa with the knowledge of rituals. Upanishads are actually, no importance is given to these rituals and sacrifices. They are dealing with this, wisdom part, okay, about the meaning of life, meaning of the cycle of birth, rebirth, karma, transmigration of the soul, immortal soul, etc. Different Upanishads are there. Then see, there are different terms used in this later Vedic age. Vrajapadi, officer in charge of pasture land; Jivagriba, police official; Chatri, chamberlain; Senani, supreme commander in chief; Stapadi, chief judge; Gramani, head of village; Bhagaduga, revenue collector; Kulapadi, head of family. So just go for the terms. Coming to this Vedic age, you understand. There is a comparison between RVC and LVC, Rigvedic age and later Vedic age. Rigvedic age, you see Sabha, Samati, Vidada, Gana. Tribal assemblies were more popular. They are powerful, and Raja had a limited powers. Sabha is assembly of few chiefs. Samati was larger assembly of common folk. Vidada was the assembly of the oldest. You see, even women also participated in assemblies. Then you see that Rajan had no standing army, and also bureaucracy was very much limited, or it was absent. At the same time, coming to LVC stage, you should understand that these tribal assemblies lost their importance. Raja become more powerful. Janas become Janpadas, and you can see rise of kingdoms, and kingship become hereditary. Rajan become more powerful by performing royal sacrifices like Rajasuya, Ashwamedha, Vajpaya, etc. Then this power of the tribal assembly is reduced, and the role of women also degraded, or let's say that their participation is discontinued. Then Rajan become more powerful. I think this question is answerable. Have you answered? Also from mains and prelims point of view, because they asked in prelims and mains, the differences between Rigvedic, or maybe the change and continuity in RVC and LVC, that comparison type of questions they asked in both prelims and mains. Social differences, just see. Yeah, it is more or less, it was an egalitarian society. There is much freedom with the slaves. Fourfold Varna order was there, but the rigid caste system was not there. Society was patrilineal, and Gosha, Siktha, Nivavadi, Abala, female sages, so women is respected. Child marriage is absent, widow remarriage was permitted. So this is something you please try to understand. Society was much liberal, egalitarian, and democratic, and women's status was respected. But coming to LVC, please try to understand untouchability appeared, women position is degraded, and fourfold Varna system becomes so strong, and untouchability was, that was practiced. Understand that this child marriage is practiced, widow remarriage is not approved, and institution of Gotra exogamy appeared, and this fourfold ashramas, stages, that came into being: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, etc. Society become more complex and a rigid patriarchal, patrilineal society in the LVC time. Economy, if you compare RVC versus LVC, yes, RVC economy, it was pastoral, and agriculture was secondary occupation, and there is no fixed revenue collection or taxation. But coming to LVC, you can see later Vedic age, there is a discovery of iron and more expansion of agriculture. Agriculture became mainstay. Then trade was practiced, revenue was collected, taxes imposed. Those things you please take care. Okay. Religious changes also. Coming to RVC, please try to understand. Idol worship was not there. Then it is it is a personification of natural forces and phenomenon. And you see, people together performed the rituals and sacrifices, and there is no mediation by these expert priests. And gods are also categorized as terrestrial, atmospheric or mid-sphere, and cosmic or celestial sphere. And gods, most important gods were Indra, Varuna, Agni, Yama, and Soma. See, here the religion was more liberal, it was more inclusive in nature. But coming to LVC, try to understand religion also becomes so strong, and rituals and sacrifices become main part of this religious life. Then this Indra Varuna Agni replaced with Prajapati. Prajapati becomes supreme god. Again, Rudra emerged into Shiva. Rituals and sacrifices become so strong in the society. Idol worship is reported. Again, see that yes, as part of this, this concepts, dharma, rida concepts become so strong. Dharma mean to one's duties to oneself and others. Rida is fundamental cosmic law that governed this working of Srishti. So these ideas become prominent. Religion of early Vedic Aryans, of course, it is worship of nature and Yajnas. What is difference between culture of Rigvedic and Indus people? Rigvedic Aryans used coat of mail helmet in warfare. Indus people did not leave any evidence of using them. Rigvedic Aryans knew gold, silver, copper, whereas Indus people knew only copper and iron. Indus people never used iron. It was a Bronze Age civilization. Second is wrong. Rigvedic Aryans domesticated horse, whereas no evidence of Indus people having been aware of this animal. Yes, true. So here correct statements I would go for this 1 and 3 only. Indus civilization, predominantly secular civilization, religious element though present did not dominate the scene. Exactly true. During this time, cotton was used for manufacturing textiles in India. That is also true. So I will go for C. Dharma Rida. Dharma is concept of obligations and discharge of one's duties to self and others. Rida is fundamental moral or governing functioning of universe and it's contained. That's true only. Both are fine. Just see Mahajanpadas, the age of Mahajanpadas, 600-500 BC. What was the economy? Yeah, trade was practiced. Nishka, Shadamana, these are the coins used. Then see paddy transplantation was practiced, and society was society was categorized into various castes and communities. Just to see the social classification, upper varnas and lower varnas are there. Severe punishments are awarded. The king was primarily warlord. King was highest administrative official. Then see class of officers performing similar functions, ayuktas. Administration of village under village headman. Large proportional permanent army. These are some features. You see, Mahajanpadas oligarchies are there and monarchies are there. Then you come across this, Buddhism, Jainism. We know that Buddhism, Jainism, they are intellectual, religious, social movement in the 6th century BC. So it is very much important to go for these, backgrounds of Buddha, Mahavira, their teachings. For example, coming to Jainism, Mahavira, his teachings are like this: a rejected authority of the Vedas, so Nastika school of philosophy. Okay, world is animated, no injury to living beings. Then there is belief in karma, and they proposed, extreme austere ascetic life for salvation. They agreed existence of God, but lower than Jina. Then see or Tirthangaras, and they didn't condemn the Varna, but they say it is result of deeds. There is faith in transmigration of soul. There is faith in universal law. There is no belief in creator God, and they oppose to rituals and Brahmin priesthood. 5 doctrines in Jainism: Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Abharigraha, Brahmacharya. 3 jewels is Samyak Charita, Samyak Darshana, Samyak Jnana. Right knowledge, right conduct, right faith. Shayadvada, Anekandavada, these are some schools of philosophies belonging to Jainism. Anekandavada, this is truth and reality must be, assessed from multiple perspectives. I mean, this is theory of plurality, Then see, Shayadvada is all judgments are conditional. There are certain terms related to Jainism which is also important for you. There are divisions in Jainism, Digambara, Shayadambara divisions. Then this biography of Buddha, early life of Buddha, symbolism in Buddha's life, 4 noble truths. World is full of sorrows, reason for sorrow, desire. To end your sorrows, conquer desires, follow middle path, Ashtangika Marga. In Buddhism also different schools of philosophies, Yogacara philosophy, Madhyamika philosophy, Sautrantika philosophy, Samadhiya philosophy. This is very much important to know these different divisions of this Buddhism, Mahayana, Hinayana, Theravada or Vajrayana, Zen Buddhism. Those ideas must be very clear to you. Bodhisattva concept is very central to Mahayana Buddhism. There are different bodhisattvas. Also try to understand what is similarities between Buddhism, Jainism, dissimilarities between Buddhism, Jainism, terminology of Buddhism, Jainism. These ideas are very much important for you. Mauryan Empire, 5 provincial divisions, Uttarapada, Avantipada, Prajyapada, Dakshinapada. Yes, the king assisted by Mantri Parishad. Then highest officers in bureaucracy, Tirthas and Adhyakshas. Then important officials, Mantri Parishad, Adhyaksha, Purohita, Senapati, Yuvaraj, Samharta. See different officers. Amatyas are civil servants. Reason for the decline of the Mauryan Empire: over centralization, neglect of northwest frontier defense, financial crisis, so much donations or expenditures on promotion of Buddhism, Dhamma. Then over tolerant, non-violent attitude, and there is incompetent rulers after Ashoka. Okay, all these are the reasons for the decline of this Mauryan Empire according to Romila Thapar and other historians. Have an idea about Mauryan economy, Mauryan society. These are answerable. Ancient Indian play Mudra Rakshasa of Vishakadatta has its subject on court introduced at the time of Chandragupta Maurya. Ashoka annexed Kalinga to the Mauryan Empire. Kalinga controlled the land and sea routes to South India. You see, both are correct only. Practice of military governorship, that is by the Greeks. Following dynasties ruling over North India at time of Alexander's invasion, that was Nanda dynasty. Mauryan state exercised monopoly over mining, weapon making, selling liquor, shipbuilding. Exactly. Stone pillars made in Chunar near Varanasi, then they were transported to North and South India. Exactly. Both are correct here. According to Ashoka, said social harmony among the people more important than religious devotion. Perfectly fine. Spread idea of equity instead of promotion of. Both are correct. So similar way, go for the questions, answer it. My dear friends, dear students, it would be nice if you leave your comments in the comment box. If the classes you find helpful, please inform me. Accordingly, we will continue. Thank you so much.